My name is Kimberly McCarty, and you are here today to speak with me about a couple of incidents that my notes are showing happened a week or so ago. You want to tell me first, what's your name? What do you want me to call you? Your name is Catherine. Do you want to go by Catherine or do you want to go by Kate?
Whatever.
You want to explain to me in your words why you're here?
You obviously know.
I want to hear from you though. Exactly how do you feel? I don't want you to be nervous. I want you to feel comfortable in talking to me. What you say to me will stay between us. I just want to be here to help you. What can I do to make you comfortable and to make you feel happy and at peace at home? My notes show that you work at McDonald's and that you work the evening shift on Saturday. Is that correct?
Maybe.
Okay. What is your curfew at home?
Whenever I get there.
According to your parents, you are supposed to be home at midnight. What time did you get home on Saturday evening? Listen, we've all been there. I've been there. I'm not that old. So I want you to explain to me, what were your reasons for not going home at your curfew time? Is there something going on that you would like to talk about?
No.
How's school going?
School.
What are your grades?
I don't know.
From a couple of the teachers that I talked to, you have B's in their classes. You're mainly a B and C student.
That's good, I guess.
It is good. That's something you should be proud of. Being in high school, working, holding a job, it's hard to do. So, correct me if I'm wrong. You're doing well in school. You've never had any type of trouble with the legal system. You've never had any type of major issues at home. But you broke curfew this night and went out to the lake with a fellow co-worker. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. This boy, is this somebody that you were interested in?
Yeah.
Is it somebody that your parents would not approve of?
Probably.
Okay, do you think their standards are too high and too hard for you to live by?
Sometimes.
I had a mom the same way. I was expected to have straight A's, work, play basketball, and sometimes the pressure just got to be too much. What kind of standards do you think your parents have that are too high?
I don't know. Just everything.
Everything like what? Be a little more specific with me.
I don't know.
What do they want your grades to be?
They want them to be really good, and sometimes it's just not easy.
It's not easy, is it?
No.
I agree with you. It is not easy. Have you ever tried talking with your parents that sometimes school and classwork is hard?
Yeah, they think they always right.
So they won't listen, they won't compromise. And that's hard. That is hard. How do you feel when you talk to your parents? Do you feel like they listen to you?
No.
Do you feel like they understand you?
No.
What do you think your parents could do to make it easier for you to talk to them?
Just understand my point of view.
Now I know, like with my mother, when I would speak, she wouldn't let me get sentences out, wouldn't let me get my thoughts out. She would interrupt me. And that was hard because then I'd get aggravated, I'd get defensive, and I'd just quit talking. Is that how it is at your home?
Yeah.
Other than not listening to you and not understanding you, what else bothers you?
Curfew.
So you think the curfew is what?
Well, I should be able to do what I want to do.
How old are you?
16.
You're 16. So your curfew on the weekend is midnight, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you feel like your curfew should be
Whatever I want.
just whenever you want. Now, how do you think that's fair to your parents?
Well, I've got a job and I'm being responsible. I've got good grades, so why shouldn't I be able to stay out as late as I want?
Those are good points. But now also understand that at the age of 16, bad things can also happen, things out of your control. What happens if you were to go out to the lake with your boyfriend? Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Did you message or contact your parents and let them know where you were going or where you were?
No.
How do you think that made them feel?
I don't know.
Does it matter to you?
Sometimes no.
Okay, so sometimes why does it not matter to you?
No, I don't care how I feel.
I understand. Have you told your parents that you feel like they don't care about your thoughts and feelings?
Well, they wouldn't listen.
So you're just aggravated with the home situation. Parents aren't listening, they're not considering your point of view, your thoughts or feelings. I understand. Well, I want you to give me some of your ideas and thoughts as to how we can work on this. The last thing I want to see is for you to get into a juvenile diversion program, into the court system, because once you're into that, it's very hard to get out of it. With your grades, after speaking, to teachers and listening to your parents, you are a good kid. You're making good strides in becoming a mature and responsible adult. But let's work on this. So give me some ideas that you think we can talk about, we can work on, that will allow you to be more comfortable, happier at home, to where you feel like your feelings and thoughts matter.
Well, they're gonna have to listen. They're gonna have to compromise some.
So you think there needs to be a middle ground between you and your parents? Okay. So would you be willing to talk to your parents openly and explain to them your thoughts and feelings about how you feel like you're working, you have a job, you're responsible, you have decent grades? Would you want your curfew to be extended on the weekends? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
What would you think a reasonable curfew time for a 16-year-old would be?
I don't know.
So midnight is just not a good curfew for you?
I guess it could be if they would listen.
Okay. So you would be willing to go by a midnight curfew if you felt they were listening to you, thought-wise and need-wise. Now, I want you to try to look at this incident from the perspective of your parents. You're supposed to be home around midnight after work. Midnight rolls around, you're not there. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., you're not there. How do you think that made your parents feel?
I'm probably a little scared.
A little scared that what could have happened?
Not anything.
In today's time, anything can happen. Kidnapping, running off, God forbid, murder, whatever. So you understand that when you didn't go home at midnight, that affected your parents in a negative way. When you finally made it home, how did they react to you?
They were mad.
They were mad. Do you think underneath their anger was a sense of fear?
I don't know, didn't think about it.
It's best to always consider everybody's point of view and understand why someone reacts the way they do. How did you react when you got home? What was your thoughts and feelings?
Well, I was mad because they were mad.
So you were mad. Were you nervous?
Maybe a little.
Going past your curfew, going out to the lake with this young man, was it worth the trouble that it has gotten you into now?
No,
Would you do it again?
probably.
Why would you do it again?
Mm,
So you like this boy.
Maybe. Little.
Do you like him because he treats you good and he's nice to you?
Yeah.
And have you tried talking about this young man to your parents to make them understand your thoughts and feelings about this young man?
No.
I would like to set up a meeting where your parents, you and me, are in here and we can talk openly about your thoughts and feelings, and I would like for you to listen to them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but your biggest issue is that you feel that they do not listen to you, they do not consider your feelings, and they make you feel what? Unimportant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am proud of you in the sense that you are working. You are maintaining decent grades and your attendance is decent at school. I would like to work on this with you if you will meet me halfway, so that this doesn't go any further and doesn't become a problem that we have to keep working on, okay?
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
How do you feel right now? So you're okay? Do you think that that would be a good idea?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will set up a time to where your parents can come and meet with you and meet with me next week, and hopefully we can work on this as a group unit. Okay?
All right.
It's nice meeting you.
Mhm.